What's going on, world? So don't mind this and don't take any of this for granted. I'm merely testing this live format, mainly due to the fact of the Facts Project has always been a pre-recorded podcast. So for the most part, what I've done over the past, for 4 years and doing about 218 episodes was the fact that we had an opportunity to do a ton of these without the fact of even doing anything live. Now, if I've done anything with my Party Nerds team, I've done those in live format. Have I done anything in this type of space with a live format? Didn't necessarily need to, didn't necessarily want to, but this is something that's extremely new and trying to basically like just find out a niche in making this go forward. So just testing out the Streamyard right now, seeing exactly like what this could possibly obtain to be, and how we could work this in the future. Now, just in rambling, if I wanted to get on here and pretty much talk about some of the recent events that have happened, like in the past week or so, there was X-Men 97 season 2, the first 3 episodes. And I gotta say, if for a lot of people that have basically like looked at the reviews for that particular show, it's probably the most authentic piece of product, whether it's animation or not, live action, however you want to adapt it, where you feel as though the comic is coming to life. They feel as though the characters are a little bit more genuine than they would be if they were done in a certain format that wouldn't necessarily agree to them. Obviously, for those of us that are X-Men fans, the most that we've gotten out of our live action was those Fox movies, and didn't really like do so well, especially due to the fact of maybe one drawing the ire of having a little bit of positivity to it. I would claim that to be X-Men 2, but X-Men 97 as a whole turned out to be something that I think everybody should watch. Season 1 to season 2. Now when we're looking at basically the final battles that they've had with Bastion at the end of season 1, we going into season 2, and based on comic books, when you're looking at Days of Futures Past and the rise of Apocalypse and the X-Men team being broke up into 3 facets. Normally, what I thought was going to happen going into season 1 into season 2 was that you were going to see like the X-Men Blue, X-Men Red. Those type of team ups pretty much happen, but since we're going kind of like in the Days of Futures Past route, you're going to get like these 3, I guess, essential teams that are pretty much out there. But you of course see X Factor being like the feds of the X-Men universe. And shout out to one of the creators, had a long string of runs, artist for X Factor, Larry Stroman. If you don't know the name, I suggest you know the name. Definitely somebody who was pivotal in that series as far as the artwork and putting that together. He did a lot of work on Wildcats. He actually had his own creator-owned comic book called Tribe for Image Comics with Todd Johnson, which was phenomenal work. But like I said, if you haven't had a chance to watch that already, you should. But just testing out some things here, and seeing exactly where I might be in utilizing something like this for the future. Obviously, Facts Project Podcast is, of course, a pre-recorded podcast that we utilize in order to comfort the zone of comics itself. We talk about the storytelling of comics. Um, I know a lot of people are good on the fact that something more interesting might be the hot takes that are happening around comics. It's not my thing. You know, I want to get to know the story. I want to review the story on my own. And if I have the chance to do so with a lot of creators, that's the greatest thing possible. But whether it's the matter of fact with the happenings that are happening within indie comics, if I'm doing it with somebody through Image, through Mad Cave, through Boom, Ignition, um, you know, the plethora that are pretty much out there. If I get a chance to talk to somebody DC related or Marvel related, that's great. Has that happened lately? No. But for the most part, I like to talk to my I like to talk about these indie stories because I feel as though they're more compelling than the character analysis of the same character through different mediums and different authors time and time and time and time again. So that gives me a little bit of a switch up of what to talk to and to talk about so that there's a little bit more philosophy about it. You get to understand the story a little bit more, and it gives you um, a need to make that something worthwhile in the future. One of the things about this whole banner and basically doing this live here is just like figuring things out. Like I can see right there in that far right hand corner that subscribe is spelled whack. All right. So got to fix that. But once again, it is a test format trying to get this right and hopefully have a chance to basically like utilize this for the future. But I will get back to you on this and see exactly how this goes and hope to talk about it more soon. All right. Peace.